Hi, and welcome back to another album review. This is Arianna's Grandes. Thank You Next. This is the fifth full-length album from one of the biggest pop stars today that not long ago released Sweetener, an album that I thought was her best to date. Not anymore, because Thank You Next is here to take its place. There is a different aesthetic with this album. It's more melodic and low-key and not so glittery or clean like her first few albums were. Arianna has matured a lot. Situations and events have affected her life in ways that even I don't want to imagine. It feels like whatever she tries to do, she always makes a headline, and for the wrong reasons as well, either being in a relationship or breaking from it, or some odd tweet here and there. It's clear that this album addresses everything that has happened to her since Sweetener and previous events that haunt her to this day. It starts with Imagine, a song in the context of the album. It's quite different from the tracks that follows it. It's a smooth R&B cut, cute and all lovely, since it talks about unattainable love with some of the more beautiful lyrics on the album. It reaches a climax in the end too. The instruments, the few strings and piano keys are more vivid and grand as Arianna reaches her absolute peak of her vocal range with her whistles that only people like Mariah Carey can reach. The track that follows it is the opposite in every aspect. The production is minimalistic. The one or two piano keys are eerie and feel ghosty, combined with the very vulnerable lyrics makes it for a very interesting listen. As she talks about how she's needy, how she needs someone to help her in her tough times, or in terms of love as well. The ending of the song is the icing on the cake. The violin strings make it feel like the song is written for a kind of movie, a romantic one. Bloodline is a very well produced track that essentially Arianna is blunt that she's not making any commitments to a relationship anytime soon. And another track that is well produced is Bad Idea, but the content of the song doesn't fulfill me. There are low points on this album. One of them is NASA, and I feel like it's the weaker song of this album. It takes a step back in the terms of sound. It's pretty generic, it's glittery, and it's something that you would have heard in her first few albums. And the same goes for In My Head. But I like the concept of that song. I like the concept of making up in your mind the lover or the person that you want to be with, and in reality that person is anything like what you are making up him to be. And after all that, I think the rest of the album for me is a highlight after highlight, with the only exception being the song Makeup. Not that I hate the track, no, I like it a lot. Parallel of making up with someone with literal makeup, I think is great. The production is playful and fun, but with no real structure, and that's why I think it's the same that it was cut short. The idea, it wasn't fleshed out as much as I would have liked to, but it's not a bad track by any means. My personal favorite from this album is Fake Smile. It's a big confession about how she tries so hard to put an image, a smile, and pretend like everything is okay, when in reality it's not. How she manages to keep control of herself and not jump off the edge when everything around her is falling apart, and pushes that person to that edge. In Arianna's case, you have the Pete Davidson relationship and the breakup. You have Mac's relationship, breakup, and his death, and you have the Manchester bombing. It's a harsh reality that frankly everyone lives through every day, amplified because she's a celebrity. Not to say that we've lived the bombing, but you get the point of it. One of the most personal cuts that most people can relate to it. Another favorite one is the song Ghosting, which is a beautiful ballad that reminds me a bit of 2009, a track from Mac Miller's album Swimming. It's atmospheric, it has a heavenly feel to it, and it reaches a beautiful climax in the end as well. Not sure if the track is an ode to Mac Miller or kind of sorry to Pete Davidson. Either way, the theme is more about being with someone and loving someone else and feeling bad about the person you are currently with. The album ends on a strong note as well. The track Seven Rings is one of the most fun ones in terms of theme, which was my initial thought as a single, and it gets me happy every time, even though I'm broke. But in the context of the album, it has a dark undertone to it. It's like Arianna is masking her pain, her sadness through materialistic things. Thank You Next is like closing a chapter in her life, reflecting on past relationships that didn't work out, that she learned and grew from them. It's a good song in the context of the album, and it has that euphoric feel to it that most of the songs here lack, and that's because the tracks here are all moody and emotionally vulnerable. And the final song, Break Up With Your Girlfriend, I'm Bored, which is a very good title, is essentially a to be a continued type of song. You see, I feel like Thank You Next was the real closer of the album, and this one is like, will progress to her new material, new music, new albums. I don't know, I'm reaching at this point. As Arianna ultimately comes to a conclusion that she will still make bad decisions or mistakes and fall victim to her own feelings, which she will regret later on. And in all honesty, I think that's how humanity works. No one's perfect. In conclusion, Thank You Next is for me Arianna's best work to date. The production is great, it's colorful and consistent. It doesn't get stale nor comfortable, and even the songs that are more catchy or more radio friendly still feel unique in their own way. And as far as the content of the album is concerned, it's relatable, it's vulnerable, and paints a picture of Arianna's emotions and feelings vividly. I feel ever since Sweetener, she has found the sound that fits her the most. She got braver in her writing, and that pays off big time. She's not that girl from Nickelodeon anymore. She wants a pop record that is unique and something not manufactured by a record label to have sales and feel empty or hollow. This album is for you. So that's it for this review. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit a like if you like, subscribe for more content, hit the bell for notifications for future videos, and I will see you in the next one.